So this is the area I plan installing the wood burning stove. It's going to come off the wheel arch there, so I've got to make a platform with a fire hearth to sit on. And I'm going to put the logs burning stove here, a heat sink here to protect the cabinet, heat sink here to protect the wall. A flue coming up here to this area here. I left a hole where I repaired the ceiling. If you want to see that video, there's a link below. Yeah, so I left a hole here, so I just need to cut through. Then I have sheet metal this side and sheet metal the other side, because the flue gets really hot, so you need to have sheet metal either side of the flue. I was lucky enough, when I repaired the ceiling, I have a vent on the outside here, so I've drilled some holes in this batten, so that when I then seal this area off of metal there and then metal here, any heat that congregates inside can go through these holes to the filter out there. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll let you know how I get on. So the log burning stove is now finished. It's fitted in the caravan and looks fantastic. Everyone went to plan. I'm quite pleased. So I had to raise the hearth because it is sitting on the wheel arch here. So I had to make a box of plywood, this side, this side, this side, and then I had some strips of 2x2 wood, just 3 of them running along the top there. That's sufficient enough to raise the height, to stick the hearth on top. I'm going to stick wood underneath. I've got a nice void underneath there where I can store wood. So for the hearth, the way I went about that is I used sheet plywood, about 20mm. I had to cut my tiles. The tiles I got them cheap, they were half price at £30, but they were too big. So I had to cut them. And then I put the rough edge on the ends here. And then I put a picture frame around the ends that covered the rough edges. I used this heat proof tile adhesive to stick them on, stick the tiles onto the plywood, and the end result is thus, which is lovely. This oak wood that I used, you can't see any of the cut lines at all on the tiles because it was quite messy, so I've done it with a grinder. So I'm really pleased with the way the hearth went. The stove itself is made out of a gas bottle. Got that online. It's a really nice thing. Look at that. And then, so there's the heat sinks here and here. So they're all about absorbing the heat from the fire because it gets really, really hot. And these, I used galvanised sheet steel because it's what I had, but you could use sheet aluminium or whatever you can get hold of, really. But the idea is that it absorb all the heat from the stove, and then the other side here, which is wood, and the caravan, it'd be stone cold the other side, but this side would be red hot. So there's a heat sink that works fantastic, and that is what you need in a caravan, because a caravan, really, with all the old insulation that I've got in here, it's a box of matches, really. It just go catch fire, just go. So need to be very careful. I'll put a piece up here as well. Didn't really need it, I don't think, up there, but I've just done it because it looks good. It looks really nice. So fantastic. Show you outside. Here we are. Galvanised steel plate there. I cut out a big hole out of the roof and then screwed this down. I used heat resistant silicone to seal it, and then I put different silicone outside. That's for windows or something, that stuff. There's the heat, the vent that I took advantage of. It was there, so I used it, and then my cow on top. Pretty self-explanatory really, but it went very well. So this is the heat resistant silicone that I used to seal the flue on the outside and to stick down the galvanised steel onto the roof before I screwed it down. And be careful you don't get cement. Has to be the silicone. The cement will, as the metal gets hot and expands, the cement will crack and it will no longer be sealed properly, whereas the silicone is flexible and works very well. So make sure it's silicone. That's me more or less finished my caravan now. I've put all the cabinets in, the fire's in, the kitchen's in, and the bed is in. I'm really pleased. Although everything's worked out. Can't wait to move in.